The Secret in the Garden. Long after the sound of the final bell had faded, Tamara remained at her desk, almost motionless, riveted by her book. She was lost deep in the pages of The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett, following the story of Mary Lennox, a plucky girl from a long ago who discovers a hidden key to a mysterious overgrown garden. As Tamara gripped the well-worn library book, her fingers brushed ever so lightly against the rough fabric of the cover. She rubbed her thumbs over the smooth pages, now yellowed with age. Tamara loved the feel of books. She had first put her hands on this one last week. The tattered cover immediately caught her attention. She was intrigued by anything old. When she had first opened the cover in the library, a pressed daisy had fallen to the floor. Gently picking up the brittle flower, Tamara had tried to imagine who had placed it there. This book had two stories to tell. For now, though, Tamara was back in the time with Mary, who had just entered the secret garden, unlocking its door for the very first time in 10 years. It was the sweetest, most mysterious-looking place anyone could imagine. The high walls which shut it in were covered with the leafless stems of climbing roses, which were so thick that they were matted together. "Hey, Spacey!" someone playfully called out, interrupting Tamara's journey. Startled, Tamara swung her head around toward the classroom door. Then her eyes twinkled as she recognized her best friend Jessica. "Hurry up," Jessica called, gesturing wildly. "We'll be late. The Green Club is already breaking ground for the new garden." Tamara reluctantly placed the book in her backpack and followed Jessica outdoors. The two friends squinted against the sunlight, shuddering slightly in the cool autumn air, as they hurried to a clearing near the back of the school. Several faces looked up and smiled in recognition. Mrs. Patel, the parent in charge of the Green Club, welcomed the girls with a wide smile. "I'm so glad to see you both," Mrs. Patel said. "We have so much to do today if we want the garden to be ready for planting in the spring. We need to finish preparing the ground before winter comes," she continued, wrapping her scarf tighter around her neck. "And it feels like winter must just be around the corner." Looking down at the ground, Tamara now felt less than enthusiastic about an afternoon of digging in the dirt. This garden would produce no overgrown rose bushes or secret doorway, just neat rows of lettuce, tomatoes, and beans. When Tamara looked at the garden patch, she could only imagine a salad, not quite the kind of thing to capture the imagination. Tamara smiled bravely at Jessica. She had only joined the Green Club to spend more time with her friend. Last year, the two had spent all their time together, but once they started middle school, they found themselves in different worlds. With different classes and lunch times, band practice and homework now filled most of their afternoons. The Green Club was Jessica's idea, but then again, Jessica never tired of being outdoors, mixing the soil, playing with creepy crawlies, and observing the force of nature in action. Ignoring Tamara's hesitation, Jessica grabbed her friend's hand and led her to the clearing that was gradually being transformed into a garden. Jessica, breathing deeply, smelled the freshly turned earth and the pungent scent of compost. Without another thought, she sunk her hands into the cool soil, grasping the roots of stubborn weeds. After a few minutes, she felt something hard and metallic. Grinning, she stole a glance over at Tamara, who was working in a state of quiet determination beside her. Jessica nudged her friend and pointed to what now appeared to be the corner of a box submerged in a sea of dirt. Tamara quickly joined her friend to dig away at the dirt, scratching their hands against hidden pebbles and sticks. Within a few minutes, the two had excavated a metal box, small enough to fit into the palm of a hand. They brushed away some rust and grime to slowly reveal a surface painted with faded flowers. Jessica carefully opened the lid, turning her hand so that Tamara could peer inside. Tamara carefully reached inside and grasped a plastic keychain in the shape of a flower with the name Rosemary, written in permanent marker on the side. On the other side, the girls read the faded painted name of their school and a date, Grayson Elementary, 1991. The keychain held what appeared to be a house key. "Well," Jessica concluded, "Rosemary must be grown up now. I'm sure she doesn't need this key anymore. What should we do with it?" Tamara thought for a moment about the pressed daisy she had found in her book. Like that flower, this keychain had a story to tell. Tamara smiled. "We're going to the library to look through yearbooks from 1991. Maybe we can find this Rosemary and give back her keychain. How cool would it be to learn that we found her missing key after all these years? First, though, she continued, let's get this ground ready for some salad in the spring. Who knows what else we might find? Jessica laughed as she plunged her hands back into the earth.